Alright, got Wessex Blades, thanks for joining me again. This is like a workshop update and a state of play as to what I've got to look at now and a few things that are available okay, in order to bring some funds in and to finance further projects. At the present time, you would have noticed that I've got into the pattern of making these MOD sheaths. And it was something that I wanted to get into the swing of rather than making one and then a few weeks later come back to doing another. And the reason was that in this batch it wasn't 4 sheaths the same. There was one sheath that wanted a tiger's head on, there was one that was going to end up in kydex, so what I wanted to do was actually, you know, get into the run of doing the MOD knives and just arrive at a design that I was happy with. And I've ended up creating what would be a Mark III and then a Mark IV. Okay, so the Mark III, the stitching stops at the top and goes down. What I've decided on doing is that it just gets a little bit of a return at the bottom into sort of a V at the bottom and at the top, just so it got an M as in an MOD. That's the sort of thing I thought I'd do, and obviously the bottom is sort of like a W. Just little twizzles, sort of ideas, but I've arrived at that design for MODs. So there will either be a sheath for the next batch, but even in the next batch, I think his Dean is a left-hander, so those wouldn't be part of that, if you understand. So there could be 1 or 2 available, because only I think I'm going to use 1 for this batch now. And there's a lot of quirkiness in the batch that I've got. I'm not without going into the names, because one's a secret squirrel, too much for a chap called Richard. He wants a ground down top guard, and his sheath wants a tiger's head design and a 12mm ferro rod. Now the fun thing with this is what I thought would be a cool video, like the next video we do, would be following me making this monstrosity. Just phew. So there's a sheath as a guide. Okay, so I should probably inset it in the handle a fair bit so it doesn't look too large compared with the sheath, but that's going to be a fun thing coming up in the next couple of days, following me making a very large ferro rod for a chap called Richard. His sheath's a right-hander, and then this one here, this is Ralph. He wants to top grind down a fair amount, a little one off of that side, but he wants jimping on the spine. So there's, again, a quirky sort of ideas on that, but that's a kydex sheath with the end pommel retention, so that would be another bit of fun. And the cool thing for a video on that is I've got to rebuild my kydex sheath. I was able to make small ones like this sort of size for Edel, okay, because it had actually broken along one side, so I was able to do small sheets, but doing large ones like that, I've got to rebuild it, so that might be a bit of a fun vid. And then for Greg, I've done your Leku. I took it to Edel, whether or not you were able to make it, but that's your Leku with the gum blue blade, so he's complete. And your scout carry Yeoman, scout carry kydex with the leather belt tunnel thing. Okay, that's that to settle up on. So that's Greg. If you could email me, what I'll try and do is, there's this Hernlaw that's now available, and he's in a full sheath with Spartan tooling. I'm yet to price this one up. Be about 300 for that. And the other one was this Galahad. Okay, 5200. That's in a lime green G10 liner, and that's in a leather sheath. That's available. That's sort of 240 for that. And there's this one here. This is what I was able to do the kydex sheath. I was able to do small ones. I got a Guinevere like that. That's oil. Okay, got a Guinevere available, and I've put that with Sported Beach on a little neck knife kydex sheath, and that's available. That might go for about 170, but obviously postage yay or nay with things on like that. And the other little thing was I had a couple of these. These are Kellens with a paracord handle, just little scouty neck knives. In kydex. Okay. Cute and cuddlies. And they're available as well. Yeah. So this is nice to take to someone like the prepper meet, to show the state of my leather work and making. But it's alright, see how that one goes. But there's a few things available, and that will enable me to purchase other stuff. But I thought what would be cool for the next vid would be to follow along with that big ferro rod for Richard. So I'll be sourcing the handle material, which is a reasonable match to the MOD handle, making it, and then I'll show you how I turn them on my lathe, which would be cool. So thanks for joining me again. A bit of an update for everybody. Greg, yeah, shoot me an email about your Yeoman to settle up on, and there could be some MODs available very soon, sheath wise. It all depends when my source is able to get the MODs from the next batch, which I've paid about half of it already off. Yeah, all good fun, and moving on. So thanks for joining me again, and next vid or two would be the big ferro rods. We got